In today's gaming news, a Fallout 4 announcement may be on the horizon, reviews for Xbox One games and hardware hit the web this week, and concern is raised over Star Citizen potentially coming to consoles. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, it looks like a reveal for Fallout 4 may potentially be on the horizon. This is currently being anticipated by many people due to a couple of things. First of which is we had a website, the Survivor2299.com reveal last week. This not only has hints of Fallout 4, but it also features a countdown timer and Morse code that point to the date December the 11th. And then just recently, Bethesda Softworks has filed a trademark for Fallout 4 with the official trademark office of the European Union. So these two things, combined with the fact that the next big thing we're expecting from the company is something Fallout related. You know, the Elder Scrolls happened, Skyrim is done and finished with, the last bit of DLC has been pushed out, so the next thing we expect is something Fallout related. So I would not be all that surprised if come mid-December we do in fact hear something about Fallout 4, and hopefully it's a 2014 release date. Next up in news, the Xbox One launches this week, and up until its release date, we're going to be getting a lot of reviews for software as well as the hardware for the console. Currently there are reviews for Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct, and Crimson Dragon. The review embargo for the hardware will be lifting tomorrow, and then later in the week we expect reviews for Forza 5 as well as Rise Son of Rome. Now on the current reviews, it looks like Killer Instinct as well as Dead Rising 3 are being met with average to pretty decent scores. Crimson Dragon unfortunately hasn't been reviewed too well up until this point, but the first couple of games, you know, Dead Rising 3 and Killer Instinct, I think are titles that people are probably going to consider picking up come the launch of the Xbox One. And I'm also looking forward to hearing out, first of all, how the hardware is going to get reviewed, but also the next Forza game, as well as finally Rise Son of Rome. Although I think anticipation is pretty low for that game because the coverage coming out of preview events really hasn't been all that good. It's been pretty much mediocre at best. So yes, a bunch of Xbox One news will be happening this week, so be sure to stay tuned if you're looking forward to the launch of the console or the reviews for any of those games. Keep your eye on the web because they will be popping up prior to the console releasing. And last up in news today, Star Citizen, one of the next major hallmarks in PC gaming, a futuristic space simulation game with just crazy depth and super high anticipation. Well, it might be coming to consoles, and this has a lot of console gamers kind of pissed off. Basically what happened was a PS4 dev kit was spotted in a video on the desk of Jason Spanglers, who is working on Star Citizen. Now this led to speculation and people saying, oh my gosh, the game's coming to consoles and it's going to be dumbed down as a result because of lesser inputs and lesser graphic capabilities and just worse hardware compared to what you can get on a PC. Well, luckily for people who are looking forward to this game as a PC title, those concerns have been alleviated because Chris Roberts came out and posted a forum thread addressing all of these rumors. In the thread, he said, Star Citizen is a PC game. It will never be dumbed down for a lesser platform. We will not limit the input options or supported peripherals to the lowest common denominator. If the platform holders, Sony and Microsoft, allow us to update the code and data without restrictions or odious time-consuming QC procedures, if they allow our community to openly interact with each other across platforms, then I would consider supporting them. That's a lot of ifs, and those are some fairly large ifs. The truth is that when it comes to consoles, there is this huge lead time due to quality control and just these gates that the console holders put up to try to make sure that everything getting pushed out, it meets their standards to, you know, varying degrees. So for that reason, this is why we typically, unless patches are held back, it's why we typically see patches come to the PC before the consoles, because it's faster and easier to push things out on the PC, and there isn't as much of a lead time as there is with the consoles. So if all of that stuff is resolved, then they're going to consider bringing it to the consoles, only next gen as well. He talked about the Xbox One and the PS4, not the PS3, and not the Xbox 360. This is a game that's trying to push the limits. In fact, in the forum thread, he also mentioned that he wants Star Citizen to be the hallmark of graphic testing. You know, nowadays, or you know, it has typically been the case that when we talk about pushing the limits and looking towards the top end, we look at things like Crysis. Well, he wants Star Citizen to be that next level, to be that next step. So fret not if you're looking forward to Star Citizen being a PC-focused game. It is in fact going to be the case, and the only way it's coming to consoles is if the console holders really make some big concessions, which truthfully, I don't expect them to make. If anything, I may potentially see this happening on the PlayStation 4 because Sony looks more willing to work with indie developers, but the Xbox One just hasn't seemed that open about it, at least not up until this point. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of the show. As always, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to comment down there in the comment section below about any of the topics discussed here today. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. Is this thing focused? Yep, looks good.